about the cost and stuff, but please take it over real quick.
All right. Well, y'all, as of July 1st this year, things are a-changing. And that is that there is a new food safety law in Illinois. And it says that if you handle food, and this is if you're in a restaurant, this is if you're at a farmer's market, this can even apply that if you're on the farm and you sell to someone, that you need a food handler's training, okay? And basically that is just talking about good basic sanitation, okay, in handling the food. I'm offering that course really as a precursor to the food safety manager training, and that's a little bit more detailed, and I'm sure you know about that, from how it is that you keep your records to how you rotate your bins out to everything that has to do your HACCP plan, etc. With keeping records about how to do sanitation. Why is this important? No matter how it is that we have been doing things for the last 60 years, 100 years, our planet has changed, okay? In reality, especially if your market is anywhere in Chicago, dig it, 70% of us in Chicago, irregardless of age, have one or more of the combination of thyroid disease, hypertension, diabetes. People have compromised immune systems, so they're very sensitive to from where food comes from. And then you hype on all it is that you got to go through, and especially being an organic farmer, about where you're downwind from, where you're downstream from, etc., etc. It becomes very challenging. But the thing is that I want to equip you so you have gotten into this game, you remain in this game. So in July 18th, the 18th, we're going to have just a simple 3-hour food handler's course, okay? And I will be giving you just the basics on what sanitation is. And let me tell you, this is precious. Plants are precious. And I'm just going to give you the quickest little story, and that is, within the next 5 years, what you know as the banana problem will not exist anymore because of banana fungus. It has already happened in Indonesia. And that is what happens. Somebody is walking through the field. They got some banana fungus on their boot. And then they went over to visit their neighbor. And so what has that done? It's wiped out an entire species. Because this won't be the first time it happened to the banana. It happened to the banana in the 1920s. But what is so devastating about that right now is that we don't have another banana trained, okay? And the production of a banana is like, imagine that there's this hole that goes from South America all the way over to us, and the only banana that's going to fit in it is that yellow banana that you know, okay? So really, diseases can be absolutely devastating. They're devastating to your plants. And one of the things that we really, and we will get into this about why it's important, because say that I am a commercial client. I'm a commercial client for all of you that sell to me, okay? So if I'm using your product and someone gets sick, as a food sanitation manager myself, I have to have traceability for all of the products it is that I get, because if something so dire as that would happen, I need to be able to trace it back. Similarly, you need to trace if there's a problem in your field. And, you know, say even if you're in your field and you have deer scat right here. Well, what's the radius? Can anybody tell me the radius upon which you would not farm and rope that off? Yeah.
And deer is fertilizer.
No, because deer carry disease. In fact, in the world of sanitation, allowing wildlife to run free through your crops is a danger. Because what do deer carry? Thank you.
Everybody is sick.
Lyme disease. And I understand that you say, and in conventional wisdom, this is all around, yeah, it's everybody, but we're dealing with a different type of human population that really does not have the strength in their immune system and is incredibly sensitive to anything and everything. And here is the devastating part. As a food safety manager, I hear about outbreaks, I hear about incidents and accidents every single day. But among the things I'm going to be sharing with you is what is the cost of business. So are you willing to risk what is your livelihood by that which you do not know? There's a thing so funny when I went to college, a thing called Johari's window. I don't know if it belonged to her, but there are the things that you know that you know. There are the things that you know that you don't know. There are the things that others know about you that you know, and then there is what is called the unknown. And for that which lives in the unknown, in this highly technological society that we live in, that moves so fast, that which you don't know will hurt you. So anyway, the food handlers course, upon which I will be issuing a certificate. And by the way, I am licensed to both teach food safety, sanitation, good agricultural practices. Okay, and so for the food handler certificate, the cost of the course is going to be $15. Come on, people, $15 and you get to spend 3 hours with me. and you know we're going to have a rocking fun time, okay? So, and really, I want everybody to take that, okay? Because that's basic. That's the law. And trust me, if you're going to go to any Chicago market, where's your certificate? If you happen to be the head of the business, okay, and the manager, they're going to say, where's your food safety manager certificate? Your license from the Illinois Department of Public Health or the Chicago Department of Public Health. At some juncture, it may not be right this second, but at some juncture, you won't be able to operate minus it, okay? So here's what we'll do. I want everybody in the food handlers class, and then we're going to come back in August. The food safety manager class, that is an 8-hour class, inclusive of its 100-question test that you have to pass with 75%. But I promise I will get you there. I promise it will be interesting. That course, if you take that course, it is $135, and that's inclusive of the test. You will, if you want to be licensed in Illinois or in Chicago, each one of those registrations upon you passing the test are $35, okay? So, but what you will do is you will walk away equipped and with better knowledge. Because can you tell me this, riddle me this, everybody grows strawberries? Strawberries? nutrition source. Strawberries are the one plant that deteriorate. They start deteriorating immediately. And if you pick them in the middle of the day while that field is hot, then before you even get to your war station, you have a hazmat situation, simply because of the temperature. So we'll be going over things like time, temperature, storage, record keeping, how to rotate things out, what you use to clean stuff, how you store stuff, and how it is that you even need to keep your trucks, how you store your food, etc. So anyway, taking the food safety manager course, I will deduct the 15 that was spent on you taking the food handler course, okay? And for everyone who does an advanced registration, we'll knock another $10 off there. And if you price this course in the city of Chicago, you're talking $275. But y'all my peeps, okay? This is about empowerment and keeping you going and equipping you with the knowledge it is that you need to effectively stay in business. So I look forward to us doing the food handlers course next month, and we're going to have some fun.
Carolyn, I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, for the food handlers course, we're going to get a license, a certificate for that.
Certificate. Yes.
So that we can sell at the farmer's market. So
well, it depends on the market. Everybody, the law states that everybody who handles food needs to have the food handler training. Okay. Now the food safety manager, like I said, that's a little bit deeper. It's an 8-hour course, and we get very specifically into record keeping, into time, temperature, into what kind of pathogens cause what, etc., etc. So it's way more detailed, and it culminates with a 100-question test that...
Because it's going to help us with that Illinois test that we have to take.
That will be the Illinois test that you have to take.
Okay.
It will be. So when you pass that test, then what happens is that I send you your test scores back, or you actually go to ServSafe. That's where I'm certified at, and you can actually get your certificates online and actually get your scores online, etc. Fill out the form to the state, city, send it off.
And that license is forever. I mean, you don't have to keep taking it over.
Yeah, you have to take every 5 years. You have to take this thing all over again.
And that's $15.
No.
No. $10 to go through the things. Right.
But the sanitation certificate is 15.
Yes. Yeah, that's the food handlers. Food handlers. Yes.
Just for sanitation food, but not management.
Right. The manager is $135, and we'll discount off the 15 for you haven't taken that, and take another 10 if you pre-register.
But you take the $15 license, and that'll cover you for just handling.
Just handling food. Yes.
Not carrying.
But is that...
Yeah, that's not going to give you. That's not going to give you the whole entire picture, and it may not get you, especially into Chicago, into the farmers markets.
Oh.
Okay. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Carolyn, what's the difference in this food handling and the gap, right? The gap training. Is there a difference, or is it the
Yes,
same?
it is. And basically, food handlers, that includes anybody who touches and handles food, because you need to know things like not only to wash your hands, how to wash your hands, when to wash your hands, what contamination looks like, what temperature food needs to be stored at, etc., etc. With the food safety manager, which we're combining with good agricultural practices, and that is taking it, literally looking at farm scenarios of this is what happens in the field. Here are possible ways upon which your field can become contaminated. And that can even come from your groundwater. Okay, that can even come from a sewage backup. Okay, and then we look at, like I said, if you have, say even because I've seen this before, little field mice planted some teff, little field mice, they're like, ooh, baby, we got a condominium. And so they have like this big gross patch, but you know, it's like, this is where the peppers are. So where do you think they're feeding at? Okay? So it's things like that, and also how to protect your crops. And it's like, okay, you're picking your vegetables, you got your bin, we're picking. Now we're carrying it back to our workstation. And then what? Do we use the same bin? After we wash it, do we put it in another bin? And how in the world do we sanitize these things? And how do we know what to use for what? Because this is where contamination comes from. And just like, you know, when I cook hot food, how long can I leave hot food out? Anybody know?
2 hours, 30 minutes.
6 hours. How long can I leave cold food out?
15 minutes. Nobody's answering. I know they're wrong. The answer is 2 hours.
I love that. You see, I love that answer.
It has to be a certain temperature, like hot food has to be a certain temperature.
Bacteria. Bacteria have their greatest rate of growth between the temperatures of 70 to 134 degrees. That's like the temperature danger zone. So really when you put cold foods out, they really need to be at 55 degrees or below. When I put hot foods out, they need to be at 135 and above. And that is to kill the bacteria, because bacteria, they replicate at a rate that is exponential. So if I have 10 bacteria in this hand right now, 5 minutes from now, I will have 10 million bacteria in this hand. Okay? So, but, you know, really that's, and we just want you equipped with this knowledge so you can go do your thing and be successful.
Absolutely.
Any other questions?
The radius of the
Let this be the last question. I'm sorry, because we got.
Go ahead. That's your sketch. It's the radius.
I'll tell you in class. Seriously. If you have a scat problem or an invasion, you need to map off where the invasion is, and then you don't harvest within a 5-foot radius of the infestation. Okay, so you see how that can kill your garden. Okay.
They even have problems with birds. If you have a high population of birds nesting in trees or somewhere around, if you have that, you're gonna have to move that garden over or get rid of the birds somehow. But
and those of you all that have high tunnels and maybe you want to do rainwater collection, well, where do birds scat at? So if you have runoff from the roof, what's in your rain barrel?